Hello neighbors, Christopher Henry with you. Oh, pre-con music sesh here, Noya Mountain Music Channel. Thank you for joining us once again. We're talking about the Dibble Dabbles today, okay? So this is like beginning improvville here, all right? So even though we may be beginners, we still want to have a little creativity and originality and uniqueness into what we're playing. And this is a good way that you can start to add a little bit of that in a very user-friendly way into what you're doing. So it would require that you know some melodies and stuff. For instance, if you know like the song about the sunshine, You Are My Sunshine, that's a good one to put your dibble dabble into. Okay, so what is a dibble dabble? All right, so here's the premise. When you have a long note, you are my sunshine, that just stays right there. You are my sunshine. And if you're counting this with your beats, with the modern count, 16th notes, and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. So it basically holds until the 4th beat. That's a long beat. So you could play it just one single note. Totally fine. But here's the dibble dabble, okay? So on and so forth. Okay, so what's happening is you're going down one step in the scale, back to your note. You can call that your melody note, target note, melody note, and then up one step. And you're kind of doing this little dibble dabble, going down first, back to your note, up one step, back, and you can do it for various lengths of time. In this case, it's a pretty long note, and so you can have it doing your dibble dabble for a little period of time. And 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. Okay, so we're in the key G, all right, with sunshine, and your melody note is second fret of the A. And so one scale note down is going to be your open A, one scale note up is going to be your third fret of the A. Okay, so that's how you're doing your dibble dabble. Dibble dabble, dibble dabble do. Okay, in this case you're going to go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Every time you hit your main melody note, that's going to be a downstroke. And then your dibble dabbles on either side are going to be upstrokes. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, if you want to do a little onomatopoeia or mnemonic thing, you can go dibble dabble do. That's going to take the place of 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. And then we're going to have 3 pickup notes to the next bar with the melody. Okay, I know we're going kind of fast. Hopefully this is scanning and landing. All right, got your pickup notes at the beginning, and 4, and that's you are my, and then here's our dibble dabble. Sunshine, my only. That's our first bar of the dibble dabble, okay? And 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. And you got to remember that there's pre-roll to this. You go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that's pre-roll, pickup notes from the previous bar. And then your main downbeat bar, where sunshine is sung and the dibble dabble starts, that is your 1. And 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and 4 and. So those 3 long eighth notes at the end are downstrokes, okay? Also at the beginning with your pre-roll and the pickup notes, down, down, down. The dibble dabble itself is down and up the whole way. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, 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 down. Bar 2 is where it goes, sunshine. Okay, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. And 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. That's our new bar there. Okay, the second sunshine. Sunshine, my only sunshine. We're going to do a dibble dabble over the second sunshine. All right. So our main melody note is going to be the 5th fret of the D. Sunshine. We're going to start our dibble dabble there. How's it work? You go down 1 note in the scale. In this case, it's going to be the 4th fret of the D. Back to your melody note, and then 1 melody note above in the G major scale, which is going to be either your 7th fret of the D, the A note, or the open A. Either one of them works. They both have their challenges. So to get that upstroke on the open A and then back to the downstroke on the 5th fret of the D is challenging. It's also challenging to get your little finger to the 7th fret of the D. It's good to be able to do them both, okay? But that's our second dibble dabble. And 4 and 1 E and a 2 E explain the idea about the dibble dabble dibble dibble do. And you can put it in where you want to. It doesn't have to be all the time. Alright, so key A, transposing everything up. One whole step, 2 frets, 2 half steps, 1 whole step. So same premise. And 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. You don't have to do it all the time. You can just pick and choose where you want your dibble dabble dibble dibble doos, and you can engage with your creative freedom that way. Okay, so this is the premise of the dibble dabble. You can kind of do it even simpler and like Mary Had a Little Lamb, you know. Mary had a little lamb, just put it in there at the very beginning. So, you know, 1 and 2 and dibble dabble do. This is a shorter dibble dabble. 1 and 2 and 3 E and a 4 and a 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 E and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and 3 E and a 4. Okay, that's another example. Take it up to A. 1 and 2 and dibble dabble do. Don't do little lamb. Mary had a little lamb. Feast was white as snow. Okay, so I was showing this to a friend earlier today, and he was like, okay, so how does this actually apply to like bluegrass? Okay, so when we're thinking about graduating from basic melody to improvising, you know, but melodic improvising. So this is a way that you can make your melodic playing more sophisticated subjectively and engage with some of your technical proficiency. And again, like, or maybe for the first time, all of this creativity is hopefully going to be channeling from your muse. The muse is like your hummy place. It's where the universal antenna sticks out and it catches something and that comes through you, and it usually comes in like your inner voice or the music of your heart, you know, the music of your soul. And often that, I feel that connection is like your hummy thing. Okay. So if you're thinking about like, okay, I'm gonna do a little dibble dabble do on a bluegrass tune like Blue Ridge Cabin Home. What is the melody to Blue Ridge Cabin Home? If you don't know that, you should definitely learn it if you want to play bluegrass. All right. Oh, I love those hills of old Virginia. From those Blue Ridge hills I did roam. And you can put the dibble dabble. I can't talk and do the same. There's a little place you can put that when it holds the long note at the beginning. Oh, I love those hills of old Virginia. It's a perfect place to put the dibble dabble. And 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and 4 and G. You can put it on the D chord. Some more advanced stuff in there, but you get the idea. And 4 and dibble dabble dibble dibble do 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 dibble dabble dibble dibble do do. Same premise each time, using the melody note, second fret of the A, putting your dibble dabble 1 step down, 1 step above. The down strokes are your melody note. The step below is an upstroke, back to your melody note, downstroke, and then the step above, also an upstroke. Okay, dibble dabble dibble dibble those. Oh, I love those hills of old Virginia. So on that melody turn there, you might end up on the 5th fret of the D for your melody note, and you could do a little dibble dabble there. It doesn't have to be a long one. Same thing on the D chord when it goes to in those Blue Ridge hills where I did roam. That's your open A, the melody note. And sometimes you might like a half step down. Sometimes you might like a whole step down. You know, so that G sharp is not in the D scale, but it works good for a dibble dabble. Sometimes you can use the half step and the whole step like that. So when you come back down, it's not like you want to do this all the time, but it's just putting that in there a little bit here and there. Ooh, what's going on there? This is a little bit more of an advanced dibble dabble. So instead of doing 1 step up for the northern dabble, you could say, you're doing 2. So instead of going 2, 0, 2, 3, 2, 0, 2, 3, 2, I was going 2, 0, 2, 5, 2, 0, 2, 5, 2. That's still a dibble dabble. You know, we're making these terms up as we're going along, of course, but it's a nice kind of onomatopoeia term for this concept. Ooh, what's going on there? A little double stop dibble dabble. It's a little bit more advanced, but you're getting the idea. Take it all up to A. Anyway, you get the idea? This is a dibble dabble. So welcome to the rest of your life, perhaps, if you love this. It's a nice little concept that you can put in for improvisational creativity on the fly. Not too hard to get used to. The most challenging part is just discerning what kind of style you want to champion. Are you going to be like super notey and put the dibble dabble in all over the place, or just a little bit here and there for a nice little bit of flavor? You know, you don't have to dump all the spice in the soup, right? You know, just a little bit of salt, a little bit of, what's another good, like something you put in soup? You know, like thyme, or like, what do you put in soup? You know, lemongrass, or I don't know, I need to make some soup and figure it out. Just a little bit of soup flavoring, and that could be your dibble dabbles, okay? No will the circle be unbroken, by and by, Lord, by and by. There's a better home waiting in the sky, oh, in the sky. Just a little bit of that in there can go a long way. And you can even advance your dibble dabble skills to do like double stops. There's so much you can do it down the road, but I just wanted to use this opportunity to connect with you, share the dibble dabble, and you know, you can kind of run some scales maybe. You know, how would you do a scalar dibble dabble? I don't even know. Let's see if we can figure it out. Well, you couldn't really do it too easily with the root because there's no note under it, okay? Nice. 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 Get a little dibble dabble scale. Use your, you know, the half step down or the whole step. My wife is just making me laugh. We're having fun exploring the dibble dabbles here today, folks. And so we'll just make this little quick video here. The Old Creek, and thank you to all the folks who've been supporting this channel through the Noya Mountain Music Patreon. You can check that out and give us a like and subscribe and leave a comment with you know, what you're connecting with, maybe what you'd like to see in future videos, all that kind of stuff. And if you'd like to support the channel, please go to patreon.com/Noya Mountain Music. And many gracias to all of the Noya Mountain Music Patreon supporters, and we'll see you on the next one. Adios, neighbors. Dibble dabble away.